Welcome, everybody. This is Tony Porter, and this is Cards and Dice TV. We have the Lovable Losers Tournament, and we have a heck of a ball game for you tonight. Two big-time losers, the 1969 Montreal Expos against the 1962 Mets. The Mets are at Shea Stadium, and it's going to be Bob Moorhead for the Mets on the mound against Gary Waslewski. Moorhead is 6'1", 208 pounds. He's from Chambersburg, PA, against another right-hander, 6'4", 190, from Meriden, Connecticut. And we are right about to get started. I'll give you the quick lineup here. Time travel baseball plays pretty quickly. And I'm going to be using iScore to keep track of the game. It's Maury Wills leading off at shortstop, followed by Gary Sutherland, second baseman, Rusty Staub in right field, batting third. Batting cleanup is Ron Fairley, first baseman. Mac Jones in center field, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Bob Bailey, the left fielder. Coco LeBoy at third base, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Ron Brandt, the catcher, and Gary Waslewski on the mound. Both pitchers have terrible records. Both teams have terrible records. And it's a big-time nightmare. It is the Lovable Losers Tournament. All right, let's pick a couple of dice. And for this game, we need 2d6. These are double d6s, and we'll use a red and a white. And the way you play this game is if you roll, the white is higher, then it's going to be off the batter. If the red is higher, it's going to be off the pitcher, and you add them up. So that would be a 5, but it would be off the pitcher because it's a red die. So let's start. Let's get this going. I don't know that, you know what, you can see it right here. I believe I have a little space and I can throw the dice right there. All right, so it's going to be off the pitcher and a 6, and that's going to be a hard ground ball. He's a switch hitter, batting lefty, so it's a hard ground ball to the second baseman, Charlie Neal. And Neal throws over to first, and that's one down, just like that. All right, next batter is Gary Sutherland with an 11. And it's going to be the pitcher, and that's chopped right back to the mound. And Moorhead gloves it, lazily throws it to first, and gets his man 2 down. And up is Rusty Staub. He's a left-handed hitter. Here's a pitch, and that is an 8, again off the pitcher because it's the red is higher, and that's going to be strike 3. And Rusty swings and misses at a ball outside the zone. And that's 3 up, 3 down for Bob Moorhead. All right, so here is Gary Waslewski, and he will be facing Richie Ashburn. So Richie has a fan contingent here near the dugout, and it's going to be doubles. So when you get doubles in this game, you pull a gamble card, and the pictures are going to tell you who you're going to read it off of. Usually a 4-4 is a strikeout on both cards, so you don't really have to pull anything. And it is a strikeout, so Richie Ashburn strikes out to open up the bottom of the first inning. Here's a pitch from Waslewski to Charlie Neal, and it's a 7 off Neal, and that's a high fly to left field. Right there is Bob Bailey, comes over and settles under it, 2 down. Felix Mantilla, third baseman for the Mets, 2 outs. And here's a pitch from Waslewski, that's a 5. That is going to be off Mantilla, and that's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit, the first base hit of the game. And Mantilla's got it. And here's Frank Thomas. Now, Frank Thomas is the big bopper for the 62 Mets. And that's going to be a 7, and that's going to be take a gamble card, and we're going to read it with a runner on first. Runner on first, single blooped into no man's land in shallow center field, careless, which they are. It's going to be a double. And a double with 2 outs. It looks like, what do we got? Mantilla is with 2 outs. Faster. He is fast, so he will be waved around. Here's the throw, and he is safe. So it's a run for the Mets. Frank Howard doubles into left center field, and that drives home Mantee, and the Mets have the lead 1-0. All right. Up is Marv Throneberry. And I got called out for calling him Thornberry. So it's Throneberry, like a king sits on a throne. And that's a 6 and a strikeout. Throneberry gets swings and misses and goes down on strikes. Mets are up 1-0. It's going to be Ron Fairley, another lefty, leading off for the Expos. Let's do this. I'd like to have a place where I can just throw my dice because this is a little bit annoying. I like it to be in view, but I don't know if it's going to work that way today. All right. That's a 6, and that is going to be a chopper to the second baseman, Charlie Neal. And in time to get Ron Fairley. That's 1 away. Here's Mac Jones, and that's a 5, and that is line base hit right field. Played on a hop by Hickman in right. Jim Hickman plays right field for the Mets. And he gets that in quickly to Neal. So there's a runner on first, Mac Jones, known as the Mac Truck. I don't know if that's who's on this Mac Truck. I'm just making that up. Okay, here's Bob Bailey. It's a 6, and that's a hard hit ground ball right at Rod Cannell, the shortstop. Flips to Charlie Neal, throw to first. Thornberry with the scoop. And it's a 6-4-3 double play, and the Mets get out of the inning. And I did not go over the lineup for the Mets before they batted. It's going to be Choo-Choo Coleman, Rod Cannell, the shortstop, and then Jim Hickman, the right fielder, batting 6, 7, and 8, and then followed by Bob Moorhead, the pitcher. So let's see what happens here. Wazlewski. And that's a 9 off the batter, and that is a hard hit ground ball to the first baseman. Fairley is going to flip to the pitcher covering for out number 1. That was Choo-Choo Coleman. Here's Rod Cannell. Here's a pitch, and that's a 7. We're going to pull a gamble card and read nobody on. Single as first baseman is girl watching. Alert first baseman, roll out. He's not alert. So that is going to be a single. Ron Fairley, it surprised him. I don't know what he was doing. All right. So Mets have a runner on first with 1 out. And here's Wazlewski to Hickman, an 8, and that is strike 3, 2 down. So Hickman goes down on strikes. And now it's the pitcher Moorhead, who's just average for a pitcher hitting card, and that's doubles. So we're going to read it off the batter card, and that's a 5-5. It's going to be a little bloop single that drops in front of Mac Jones in center field. And stopping bloop short single, runner, daring runner, and Cannell's not daring. So he's going to stop at second base. First and second with 2 outs. We're at the top of the order again. Richie Ashburn. Here's a pitch from Wazlewski, 66. Again, we got to pull a card, and we're going to read off the pitcher. 66 is a drive in the gap. That's going to one-hop the wall. 1 run scores. And on a pop fly double, 2-run score. And the Mets are up 3-0. Richie Ashburn with a 2-out, 2-run double here in the bottom of the second inning. Big 2-out hit for the Mets. And Gary Wazlewski wishes he had that pitch back. Here's Charlie Neal. And that's a 9. It's off the pitcher, and that's a hard hit ground ball at third baseman Coco LaBoy. Backhands it, throw to first in time, and that retires the side. All right. It's going to be Moorhead versus LaBoy, Ron Brandt, and Gary Wazlewski. Here's a pitch. That's a 3 off the pitcher, and that's ball 4. So LaBoy trots down to first base with a base on balls. And here's Ron Brandt with a 7 off Brandt, and that's line fly out to center field. Richie Ashburn right there. And that's 1 away. Back to first goes Coco LaBoy. Here's a pitcher now. And we're going to swing away with him as well. And that's a 9. A 9 is a sharply hit ground ball right at Felix Mantilla. Goes to Neal for 1. Back to Throneberry for 2. And the Mets, their second double play in that many innings. And they get out of the inning. No harm done after that walk. So we go to the bottom of the third inning. This game moves very quickly. And that's a 5. That's going to be off of Mantilla. And that is line base hit left center field. Mack steps in front of Bob Bailey out there and plays and gets it into Maury Wills, the shortstop. The infield for the 69 Expos is Coco LaBoy at third, Maury Wills at short, Gary Sutherland the second baseman, and Ron Fairley at first. The catcher is Ron Brand, and the pitcher, of course, is Gary Wazlewski. So Mantilla is on at first, and here comes the big bopper, Frank Thomas. And that's going to be a 10, but it's off Thomas, and this is the splits result, and it has a question mark that tells you splits. They're both righties, so it goes to the pitcher. A swing and a miss. 1 out. Thomas chases, and here's Marv Throneberry. And that's an 8 off the pitcher. Sharply hit ground ball right at second baseman Sutherland, who underhands it to Wills. Wills with the relay to first in time, double play. And the Expos give the Mets a taste of their own defensive medicine. And they turn their own double play. We move to the top of the fourth inning. Moorhead versus the leadoff hitter, Maury Wills. Switch hitter, that's a 55. We're going to pull a card. That could be a walk or a line out, and it's going to be lined and caught by the first baseman. So Marv Throneberry at the right place at the right time. Hit it right on the screws, but right at the first baseman. Here's Gary Sutherland. Sutherland's 0 for 1. He grounded out. And that's a 5 off Sutherland. And that is a little blooper again. And that's going to be a Texas leaguer that dunks in there for a base knock. And Sutherland's on with a single. And here's Rusty Stop. And that's a 9. And that's a sharply hit ground ball. That's Charlie Neal. Flips to Cannell. Back to first. 4, 6, 3. Let's turn it again. All right. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Mets have turned 3 double plays in 3 consecutive innings, or a double play in each one of the last 3 innings. Choo-Choo Coleman leading off. It's going to be, again, the bottom of the order. Coleman, Cannell, and Hickman. That's a 6, and that is a chopper to Ron Fairley, who steps on the bag. 1 down. Next up is Rod Cannell. Cannell's 1 for 1 with a single. Oh, and let's see what he's going to be. He's going to be a line out to shortstop. Maury Wills goes up and brings it down. 2 down. And here's Hickman. And that's a 10, and that's strike 3. And Hickman goes down. 1, 2, 3 for the Mets. And here come the Expos. Expos are bringing up Fairley, Mac Jones, and Bob Bailey in the top of the 5th inning. It's a 22. It's a wild pitch, or it's a walk, and it's going to be a base on ball. So Fairley trots down to first base with a walk. And here's Mac Jones. Roll for Mac Jones, and that is a 7. High fly, right field. Hickman and Richie Ashburn converge, and it's Ashburn who calls him off. Back to first goes Fairley. I don't want to put it there. I want to put it here. All right, let's get this in view in case people want to. And that's going to be a 7. That's going to be a pop-up. Shallow left field. Frank Thomas racing in. Cannell and Mantilla going back. And who's going to get it? And it's Thomas. Calls him off at the last minute. Makes the catch. And that's only 2 outs. Only 2 outs. All right, here's Coco LeBoy. Here's the pitch, and that's a 7. We're going to pull a card with a runner on first. And a runner on first, high bounce to the third. Nice throw, forces runner at second. Oops, second baseman drops throw for an error. Everybody is safe. Oh, no, that's going to be an E on Charlie Neal. And everybody's going to be safe on that. So it's an assist to the third baseman with an error on Charlie Neal, who drops the ball. And here comes Ron Brand. Ron Brand with runners on first and second. So the tying runs are on base. Well, the tying run is at the plate, and it's 3-0 Mets in the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs. Here's Bob Moorhead. Pitched a heck of a game, another 7. This time we're going to read single to left. Left fielder and catcher defense total 5 or more. Okay, let's find out. Left fielder, who's out there? It's Frank Thomas. Choo-Choo Coleman is a 2. Oh, and Thomas is a 1, so that's a 3. So it's a 7. There's a runner on second. Second base is out at the plate. If so, okay, so it's a left field. It's a base hit to left. Around to score is Fairley. Coco LeBoy. It's a single, so he stops at second base. All right, 3-1 now. And here's the pitcher. Now, I let these pitchers go. It's 3-1, and I'm going to let him if it was the 7th inning, I'd pinch hit, but I'm not going to pinch hit in the 5th inning. It's just too early. It's not modern baseball, and that's going to be a 5. And that's a base hit, single off the pitcher's card. And a short single with 2 outs daring on second scores. LeBoy is no way he's daring, so that's going to load the bases. So a base hit for the pitcher, loads the bases, and that's going to bring up none other than Maury Wills. Oh, I put him in the wrong spot. There we go. Maury Wills is up against Bob Moorhead. Bases loaded here. And let's see what's gone on in this inning. I've had some outs. Had an error. So he hasn't given up 5 runs, or he hasn't given up 5 consecutive base runners. But I'm not too sure. I think if he allows 5, I don't know if they have to be consecutive. I don't remember. And I don't really care one way or the other. So I'm going to just bring in a guy named Vinegar Bend Meisel. Or Meisel. I don't know how you pronounce that name. So let's look it up. How do you pronounce that name? His name is Vinegar Bend, and you pronounce, so is he not going to tell me how you pronounce it? I believe it's Meisel or Meisel, and it doesn't say. Let's see how to pronounce that name. I don't know how to pronounce. Okay, here goes.
PronounceNames.com.
Yeah.
Wilmer David Mizzle.
Mizzle. What? All right. Mizzle Fizzle. And he's coming in because I don't care who comes in. He's a lefty. And so here goes. Vinegar Bend Fizzle Mizzle is going to face Maury Wills with the bases loaded with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. And here's the pitch. The Mets are up 3-1. So a big hit here. Could score 2 and the game would be tied. And that is a 9, and a 9 off the pitch is a sharply hit ground ball. That's going to be to the first baseman, Throneberry. Steps on the bag, inning over. So big pitch by Fizzle Mizzle And we pulled a double switch, so the batter now, let's see, the batter is going to be Joe Christopher, moved into Fizzle Mizzle. Let's add him in there. Vinegar Ben. Okay. No comment. He's a lefty. Bats lefty, throws lefty. All right, he will be coming in. No, yeah, that's wrong. Cancel that. Let's do it again. All right, he will be coming in, but he's not going to bat in that position. And then in right field, we're going to get Christopher. Joe Christopher in right. And Joe Christopher will bat ninth. All right. And then the out was a ground ball to the first baseman to retire the side. All right. We had to take care of some administrative stuff. Here's Joe Christopher leading off for the Mets in the bottom of the fifth inning. Gary Wazlewski still in there. That's going to be a 7. That's going to be a high fly. Left field, Bob Bailey. Squeeze it for the out, 1 away. All right. And it's an 11 off the pitcher, and that's going to be a short single base hit. So Richie Ashburn lines one to right, and Rusty plays out on a hop. Over around first, still 3-1 Mets. And here's Neal with an 8, and that's going to be a sharply hit ground ball. And that's going to be a 5-4-3 round the horn double play to end the inning. Wow, we're hitting to a lot of double plays today. Holy smokes. I think that's the 6th double play of the day. First time. All right, Gary Sutherland leading off against Vinegar Ben Meisel. Here's a pitch, and that's a 6 off the batter, and that's a chopper to the left side, and it's Mantilla who steps in front of the shortstop, Cannell, and he fires the first in time, 1 away. Next up is Rusty Staub. Staub's over 2. He struck out and grounded out. Here's a pitch, and that is a 4, and a 4 is going to be a strikeout. And it's Ron Fairley. And that's a 4. This is off Fairley. That's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Christopher to the track, to the wall, and hauls it in for the out. Nice catch. It was off the pitcher. So, actually, it was off the batter. Wait a second. Okay, no, that should have been Ron Fairley. Wait a second. Yep, that's correct. All right, that was good. All right, so it's Felix Mantilla leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. That's a double 2s, and that's either going to be a hit by pitch or a walk and a stolen base, and it's going to be a hit by pitch. So Mantilla gets plunked, and he's not rubbing it. Takes off to first base, jogs down on the first. Here's Frank Thomas, and that's a 62, and that's a sharply hit ground ball. This is going to be to Maury Wills, who flips to Sutherland to throw to first. Fairley with the dig, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. 7th double play of this game. Wow. All right, here goes Marv Throneberry. And that's a 7. That's a high fly right field. Back goes Staub to the track and makes the catch, and that retires the side. All right, we go to the top of the 7th inning. We still got Vinegar Ben Meisel against Mac Jones, another lefty. That's a 6, and that is a hard hit ground ball at Charlie Neal. Sets his feet and throws out Mac Jones. Bob Bailey up next. And that is an 8 off Bailey. That's a swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes, 2 down. Here's Coco LaBoy. Coco LaBoy is 0 for 1 today. A walk and reach on an error. That's a 6 off LaBoy. That's a hard hit ground ball up the middle, and Cannell gets there, throws on the run, and just gets him by half a step. Nice play by Cannell for the Mets. And we move to the bottom of the 7th. It's a 7th inning stretch. Gary Wazlewski versus Choo Choo Coleman, the lefty. That's going to be an 8 hard hit. Oh, no, it's Chopper. Chopper to Fairley. He's going to flip to Wazlewski for out number 1. Rod Cannell. Cannell is 1 for 2, a single and a line drive. And that's an 11 off Cannell, and that is a ground ball and through the left side, played by Bob Bailey, who gets it into Wills. So Mets have a base runner. And here's the pitcher spot. So we're gonna bring in a pinch hitter, and then we'll bring in Ray. Oh man, another name I can't pronounce. Looks like Daviault. That one has to be there. Come on, don't tell me it's not there. Let me see. How do you pronounce that name? Hold on a second. This is going to be the pitcher for the Mets. All right, Daviault. Let's see if it pops in there. No? Did I spell it wrong? Oh, there's an A-U-L. Daviault. All right, Ray Daviault. Let's see, I'm probably killing the name. I don't see his, view player info. Let's see if that'll give me more information on his name, how to pronounce it. No, again, there's no info on how to pronounce his name. Usually on my phone, I find it. It's much easier to get. He's Canadian, so it's a French name. Doesn't say how to pronounce it, so let me go to howtopronounce.com. Pronounce. How to pronounce Daviault. Oh, wow. It's not even in here. No, it's not in here. I can't even find it. It's such a weird name. All right, Ray Daviault. That's how I'll do that. And he's going to come in. He's going to be the new pitcher for the Mets and a pinch hitter. Just be anybody I can grab. It'll be not the catcher. Gil Hodges will come in and pinch hit. So Hodges will pinch hit. Score is 3-1. We are in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's Wazlewski still pitching. Here's a pitch. Runner on first, 1 out. And that's going to be a 9, and that's a hard hit ground ball. This is going to allow Cannell to move to second base. Coco LaBoy in the hole, over to first in time. And moving to second is Rod Cannell. All right. Next is Joe Christopher with a runner on second base. And here's the pitch. And that is a 6, which is a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. Throws to first, and that ends the inning. So we go to the top of the 8th inning. 3-1 Mets. And it's going to be Daviault against Ron Brandt. And that's a 7, so we're going to pull a card and read none. Foul tip, injures catcher. He leaves the game and misses the next 2 games. So Choo Choo, I will pull Choo Choo. I'm not going to do any other games besides this one, but I will pull Choo Choo and just bring in the other catcher that we have. Cannizzaro. Nope, that's not the catcher. Oh yeah, it is. Chris Cannizzaro. All right. So new catcher, Chris Cannizzaro. And that ended up being, that's it. All right, we do it again. Daviol to Ron Brand. And that's a 5, and a 5 off the pitcher's card is ball 4. So that's going to bring the tying run to the plate. In Gary Wozlewski. Okay, so now we have to pinch hit. Now we're cooked now here. We have to pinch hit here, and that means I got to find the Expos cards. Where are they? Oh, no, that's not it. No, these are 3 teams there. Nothing worse than being in the middle of a stream and not being able to find the cards. Oh no, that's a bunch of other teams I got here. Here, I found. Okay. 69 Expos, and on my phone I got the information that I need for pictures and all that fun stuff. Because the way you do it is they give you the information they want you to follow. So the bullpen is going to be led by McGinn. So McGinn is going to come in and pitch, and the first pinch hitter is going to be Ty Klein versus righties. He is a righty, so it's going to be versus a right-handed pitcher is going to be Ty Klein. So we're going to get Ty Klein. And the pitcher for the team is going to be whoever I just said. What did I just say? I said McGinn. Let's find McGinn. And let me give you an update on where we stand. We're in the top of the 8th inning. It's 3-1 Mets. The Lovable losers tourney. Everybody is a loser. Except for the guy who's running the show, me. All right. So there's McGinn. He's a lefty. And we're going to play it. It's going to be Ty Klein facing Daviol so Klein is going to be the tying run. And here's a pitch. And that is a double 4, which is usually a strikeout. And it is. And Daviol strikes him out. And that stays that way. I'm going to bring in the top of the order now. It's Maury Wills. Maury Wills with the runner on first. 1 out, top of the 8th inning. See what happens. And that is double 4s again, and that is going to be a strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ray Daviol. And here's Gary Sutherland. And here's, okay. So roll those again. Here's a pitch, and that's a 10 on the batter's card, and that is a strike 3, and he gets him on the splits. Platoon splits. And that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Dan McGinn on the mound. And he's going to be facing Richie Ashburn on a 7. We're going to pull a card. Double into the right field corner. Batter takes third on a right fielder error. There are no stars. Oh, wait a second. If your right fielder is a star, he does get credit for being a star. And I don't know that Rusty Staub is not a star. So that will be a double and an error, and the Mets have a runner at third base, just like that. So the infield is going to come in, and it's going to be Charlie Neal against Dan McGinn. Infield's in for this. I want to prevent that 4th run from coming in. The Mets are up 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th. Time travel baseball, and that's going to be 11 off the pitcher's card, and that's strike 3, and Neal swings and misses at a ball outside the zone. And that is 1 out. Infield still in for Felix Mantilla. Here goes. Pitch from McGinn, and that's a 6 off the batter card, and that's a sharply hit ground ball. Richie Ashburn is going to try for home. Here comes the throw from Wills, and he is out at the plate. Oh, no. So that's going to be a fielder's choice. 6-2. And Mantilla's safe at first. Here's Frank Thomas with that should be 2 outs. Hold on a second. Now I go back up. Let me back up on that. The fielder's choice. He's 6-2. He is going to be out at the plate. Tagged out. Okay. And here's Frank Thomas with 2 out, 1 on. Pitch from McGinn. And that is a 9. That's a chopper. Back to the mound. McGinn gloves it, throws to first, and that retires a side. Last licks for the 69 Expos. And we're going to leave the Ray Daviault in there against Rusty Staub. And here goes. Here's the pitch. It's a 55. A 55 is going to be a wild pitch or an infield line out, and it's a wild pitch, but there's nobody on base. So we're going to roll again. Here's the pitch, and that's a 9, and that is going to be a sharply hit ground ball up the middle, and Charlie Neal gets there, plants, and fires the first in time to get the slow-footed Rusty Staub for the first out. Mets are up 3-1 here. 2 outs remaining for the Expos. It's going to be Ron Fairley. Here's the pitch, and that's an 11 off Fairley's card, ball 4. Tying run at the plate. Home run here will tie the ball game. It's going to be Mac Jones, who's got 2 home runs, one at Snake Eyes and one at 66. Ron Fairley's on at first. And when did I bring in Ray Daviault? It was that inning. Hold on a second. Let me go back. He was I didn't make the change. Let me just quickly do that. He started in the 8th inning. So it was right there. Okay. And I will make the change for the home team. Done. All is good. Oh, okay. All right, I got a couple of minutes. Ron Fairley on first. Here's Mac Jones with 1 out. And here's the pitch from Ray Daviault to Mac Jones with good power, and that is a 6. And that's strike 3, and Mac Jones swings and misses at a curveball. So the Expos are down to their last out, and it's going to be Bob Bailey, who also doesn't have home run power, but you can easily hit home run off Ray Daviault. And here's a pitch. And that's a 7, but it's going to be off Bailey. That's a fly ball, deep left center field. Frank Thomas over, and the ball game's over. Mets win it. Let's undo that. Let's just go back. Fly ball. And that's it. Mets win it by a score of 3-1. Exciting game till the end. And I'll tell you, it's 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, 5 left on base for the Expos. The Mets score their runs early in the first and second inning. They win it 3-1. They had 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, and 4 left on base. And I guess the big hits came early in the game. Let's see the Mets batting. What happened there? It was 2 RBIs by Richie Ashburn. Those big 2 RBIs in the second inning, and that was enough for the Mets to hold on for the victory. This is Cards and Dice TV. You watched a presentation of time travel baseball, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation and you understand a little bit of how it plays. It's pretty simple, very few charts. And this is your host, Tony Porter, and thanks for watching, and I will be back soon with another game.